sessions. I am Harsh Priyam, a master teacher of mathematics at Vedantu. Taking you today's session, telling you in this today's session we will be talking about how you should do the revision, means what strategies can be dealt upon, what are the few memorizing techniques, how you can memorize in a more better way. Second thing, and the third most thing, what is the most important thing in life as of now which you should take care for making your life much more beautiful. With this life statement, life word, what I mean that this is class 9th, okay? It has almost ended. In few months time or in few days time, say for example, you will be having your examinations and you will be covering that. Now what after that? Or how you can do something good with your whole complete life just by putting some attention over your class 10th, and what are those important things, or even do we need to put any attention on over that, means say for example 9th में तो किसी ने नहीं बोला कि यार अच्छे से पढ़ाई करो, ये करो, वो करो, 9th को ऐसे पढ़ाई करो. So is it even required to put some attention over class 10th, or class 10th will be also the very similar as of class 9, means you just came into class 9 someday, you were admitted to the school and thereafter you started studying, classes started and you started studying, and somehow this class 9th went off. बस चलते चलते चला गया, पता नहीं कहाँ गया. So is it the same going to happen with your class 10th also? So we will be discussing a brief discussion about that how you should plan that, or is it even required to plan that. So we'll be talking about those things in today's webinar, and let me tell you, today's webinar is going to be really awesome. Why I am telling this? Because today I'll be telling you few things which is very important for yourself, for planning you, for yourself to plan yourself, and apart from that, I will even tell you the importance of those things in today's webinar, means how these plannings are important and how is it going to affect your life, your future life. Okay, so let's start without wasting much time. Today's webinar is about class 9's revision strategies, how you should do the revision and what strategies you should follow while doing the revision. So first and foremost thing, always start the revision, guys, always start the revision from the topics which you have difficulty in right now. What I am trying to tell, let's say for example, if I take a chapter, I'm concerned with mathematics, so I'll be taking a mathematics chapter, say for example. So if I talk about mathematics, say for example, you are having a trouble in polynomials, or you are having a trouble in triangles inequality part. So start solving that, okay? Now, once you are done with that, there might be a lot of chapters, okay? So, if your exam is, say for example, after more than 30 days or after 1 month or after 3 weeks, then you have time for solving these type of questions. But, say for example, if your exam is just next week or it's just in few days, then I would not suggest you to go for practicing those parts. What I would suggest you is, try to find out a mock paper, okay? Try to find out a mock paper and start solving the mock paper. That is the best revision strategy, mock paper. Mock paper would be the best thing. Why I am telling this? Because you know, when you solve a mock paper, what happens, that you get a glimpse that what it would feel and how you would feel and how you would respond in an examination hall, in a 3 hours time, in a complete that pressurized environment where everyone is writing down their papers for getting some good marks, and you are also into a pressure that I have to finish everything in just 3 hours of time and I have to get a very good marks. So all these moments and all these pressurized environments, that can be replicated when you will be giving a mock paper. So I would always suggest that please give a mock paper, not one mock paper, but yes, I would suggest at least give 3 to 5 mock papers if possible of each and every subject. Similarly, say for example, if you are having some trouble in physics, go for say for example, if you say that you have a trouble in light chapter, okay, so try practicing those questions first. Leave those easy part first and start solving the tough parts. Now, this is a very common thing which I am telling you, you also must be knowing, but let me tell you, this mock paper is the first most important thing. Second most important thing, how you should do this revision. What you should do, that start following a pattern, a date pattern with which I mean that take a calendar, okay? Take a calendar, personalized calendar, and on that calendar, start writing the subject which you will be studying on which date. Say for example, if you have 10 days, starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so you have 10 days here. So if you have 10 days here, start writing that on which day you will be studying which chapter or which subject. Say for example, on the first you decided to study mathematics. So write down here maths, and in math which chapter you are going to cover, or either you are going to do a mock paper or you are going to do a complete chapter. I would suggest mock paper, so write down here mock. And in a day, because right now it's an examination day, so I guess you would be studying for something around 6 hours a day or 7 hours or 8 hours a day. I would recommend you that if possible, please study only for 1 week, 2 weeks, something like that. Study for something around 6 to 7 hours. That would be really great. So mock papers, I can take 2 mock papers you will be solving in a day, in a single day. Solve 2 mock papers at least for mathematics. Say for example, in the second day, after mathematics, the most toughest chapter which you all be feeling a lot of trouble in is that SST, social studies, isn't it? So for social studies, again solve. In social studies, I would always recommend you, I will always recommend you solve mock paper first thing. And the second most thing, always make short notes. Short notes is very important. Say for example, whichever chapter you are studying right now, India's struggle, freedom struggle, or Battle of Panipat, or something like that, anything. Whatever you are studying, just form short notes that this battle happened on this date, if you have to remember that. Or say for example, when Gandhiji went for second round table conference, these were the important discussions. Or the second round table conference happened on this date, on this thing. Say for example, Nehru Pact or Lahore session, Congress session, all these dates which you have to remember. Write down it in a paper and make a short notes, because that is going to really help you out a lot in the time of examination. So if you are going to study social studies, go for these short notes kind. If not, if you are done with revision, start solving mock paper. And again, I'll suggest that if you are solving only mock paper, solve at least 2, or you can do the bifurcation that 1 mock paper and rest of the time studies. That can also do good. Okay. Now for the third date, and similarly for all the dates. Now let me tell you how this works and why is it important, or what difference does it make. You know, this is a calendar and this will be a study calendar. When you will be watching every day that on this day, say for example, if you are on 31st of the month, say for example, if you are on the 31st of a month and you have started looking on from 31st that on 1st I have to study maths, on 2nd I have to study SST, on 3rd I have to study science or physics, then you are framing a mind of yourself that on this day I have to study this thing only. So your mind will prepare your whole body and your mind also that yes, on this date I have to study this chapter. So that will be kind of sure thing. So when you will be sitting down to study this, you will be having a full concentration. And that is how the mind works, because you have to train the mind. This mind is very trainable and we should know how to train this mind. So whenever we will be watching, see, this works in the very similar fashion. Say for example, if you have a holiday on 25th of December, so your mind sees that 25th December, 25th December, 25th December. So your mind trains your whole body according to that, that on 25th of December I will be in a festive mood, in a holiday mood. And that is why in any holiday, if we are prepared to do some masti, then we will not be able to study anything. Or say for example, if my mind will prepare myself that yes, it is a holiday, so I'll have to study too much. So surely that day you will end up studying a lot many things. So that is how mind works. So this is the second most important revision strategy that you should follow. Apart from that, what can be the next? What can be the next? Now the next is the best revision strategy. Whenever you do the mock paper, okay, whenever you do the mock paper, never go to a teacher for checking it, or never go to your bhaiya, didi or your parents that please check my paper. No. Always check your mock paper on your own. And while doing that, be very strict with yourself. Never ever, say for example, if you have written an answer, okay, and that answer carries 3 marks, and you know that it's not up to the marks. So you will think that, yeah, how much marks shall I give? So you will be lenient, if you will be lenient to yourself, you will give 2.5. But you yourself would be knowing that if my teacher checks this paper, he or she would never give it 2.5. So what the teacher would be giving it? 1.5 to give that marks. Or even if a strict you're checking, give 1.5 marks. The least teacher would be giving on that. Now if you will be doing that, now you will be analyzing your own potential, and apart from that you will be telling yourself that you have to increase. If, say for example, if you are getting 60 out of 80 or 50 out of 80, you will be running very fast that I have to get 70 out of 80, I have to get 75 out of 80, isn't it? But say for example, if you have checked your paper very leniently and you got 72, so how much you will fight? You won't fight. You said, oh, I've got 90% marks. That's perfectly fine. That's absolutely cool. But in examination, if you won't get that marks, that would be truly devastating, isn't it? So be very strict with yourself. Second thing, the revision which part comes here, whenever you will be writing a mock paper, there will be lot many mistakes. There will be lot many questions which you would not be knowing in the examination, which you will be feeling that yes, oh, I have studied this somewhere, but I am not remembering it right now. So all those questions, again, while checking the paper, revise all those questions. And this is the beauty of mock paper. You know what? Say for example, I have studied polynomials, say for example, and I am very good at it. Means anyone can ask me any questions, okay? So I am very confident that yes, I have studied it and I got a very good marks somewhere back in the past. Now say for example, if I am solving a mock paper and I come up with a question which is not being solved by me, which I am not able to solve. So this will be an eye opener, isn't it? Because I was in a perception that my polynomials is complete, but when I saw a question in a mock paper which is not getting solved, so I will come to this view that yes, I need to practice this polynomials also, and I will be getting an idea that yes, this is a new kind of questions which I was not knowing, so I will get a view of that. So in that way, this mock paper helps a lot in revising all the chapters, not only for mathematics but for physics, chemistry, biology, socials, every chapter. So always try solving this mock paper. This is the best revision strategy. Now moving to the next, what could be the memorizing techniques? How you should memorize? You know, in class 9th or in any class, memorizing is the most important thing, because there are a lot many things that you have to memorize. The first and the foremost thing, social studies. Too many things to memorize, and how to memorize them, and every time forgetting them. And not only, why talk about social studies? Even in mathematics, where there is so many of polynomial, so many of numericals, still you have to memorize lot many things. So what to do in that? Now in mathematics, or say for example social studies, or in physics, if you have to remember any formula or any important date or any important event, what you should do? Take a A4 size page. Take a A4 size page, okay? Now, say for example, if you have to remember only two formulas, okay? And those two formulas are important. Say for example, if I take that I have to remember volume of any, or total surface area of any cone or something like that, or total surface area of cylinder, like that. So just write down here, total surface area, okay? And whatever the formula, say for example, if I talk about cylinder, it will be 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R square, isn't it? Now you have written the formula. Write down these formulas in red pen, bright red pen, okay? Now make this a big paper, and write these formulas in a big word so that you can see it from a very far distance also. And stick these papers in your room, on your wall. Stick these papers. Now let me tell you how this works. You know what? Whenever you will be moving around, going to washroom, sitting on the bed, studying, talking with someone, every time this will come in your mind, you will be able to see this. 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R square. 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R square. 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R square. What it is? Total surface area of cylinder. Now, say for example, if you are solving a question in your examination and you are there with this question where you have to apply the total surface area, and if you don't remember it, you know, automatically it will click that, oh, On Sunday, I was sitting with my sister and she was talking to me, and I had a look at some formula written on the paper, and that was total surface area. And this you will get. Believe me, it works. And I have done it when I was a child, and I am suggesting this method to many of my students, and it really works. Now, second thing, why I am telling you to write in a red pen. You know, red pen is very attractive, catching, and visible from a very far point. You would have studied this in your physics, isn't it? Because that Rayleigh's law, scattering is inversely proportional to 1 by lambda 4, and where red light is used for danger signals because it is visible from a very far point. Why? Because scattering is really less. This is one reason, scientific reason. And second reason, red color is a symbol of determination. Means red light shows the person or gives a feeling to a person that yes, I am determined. So whenever you write in red something, so it always gives you a determination, a power that yes, I will be able to do that. So write down these formulas in red color. That will really help you out. Now, once you are done with this memorizing is really going to help you out in a very good manner. Okay. Now, so you have done this. Now, say for example, so multiple things are here. Now, say for example, if you have to study social studies, and in that social studies, say for example, if you have to study, if you have to memorize a whole chapter,